What's going on, good people? Back once again, your guy, the real estate investor next door. And today we're going to be answering your questions about reverse wholesaling, where I talk about how you need to go out, find the buyers first, figure out what type of properties they like to purchase, and then go out and find the type of properties that they like to purchase, bring them the property, and see if they be interested in selling. Get an offer from these buyers. I think if you build up that network of buyers, it's really setting yourself up to build good relationships, have a well-established business. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you have questions, make sure you bring them. And I think my guy Cordero is going to jump on here in a second. He's a little caught up, but he'll jump on here with us and we'll get going. So, man, I'm excited about today, man. Just been, getting the marketing done, getting cold calling set up, trying to get all that stuff set up has been, a lot different because we talked about yesterday having multiple forms of marketing, especially during this time where you're dealing with the situation with texting where it's a lot tougher. And calling is going to be one of those things that you could depend on to be reliable as far as making the actual touches. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you're actually connecting with people. And like that's the number one thing, man. Like you have to connect with people. If you're not contacting people, then that's why you're not doing deals. You know what I'm saying? You got to contact people. That's just the only way, man. The only way is to keep contacting people, keep reaching out to people. Um, and if you continue to do that, then you will do deals, right? It's just a matter of time, it's just a matter of just continue to stay at it. It's just a matter of continuing to build relationships. You know what I'm saying? Um, like that's the biggest thing when it comes to this wholesale real estate business, man. Continue to talk to people, continue to build relationships, continue to stay, following up on your leads, building good relationships and stuff like that. I think that's the most important part when it comes to wholesaling real estate, right? Or in any real estate, no matter what you're doing, you're still gonna have to talk to people, you're still gonna have to build relationships, you're still gonna have to do all that stuff, because that's just business, man. It's like business habits, that go across any business that you're trying to do. So, but yeah, man, go over here and see what my people on IG talking about. But yeah, so in this reverse wholesaling, man, it's a lot different than traditional wholesaling where you just out here just looking for random stuff. I think it really allows you to be narrowly focused, and that's one thing like I've tried to do is to be more narrowly focused, and like this attempt now to stay narrowly focused on what I'm trying to do. So yeah, man. Let's see. I think we got a guy Cordero coming through. What's going on, man?
Man, happy wholesaling, man. Happy wholesaling.
Happy wholesaling, man. Happy wholesaling. Um, man, I just think about this, like that Chan guy from Kimes telling us, like, dude, this closing's happening every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, this closings happening every day. If there's 100 closings in your area, wholesale closings in your area, cash buyer closings in your area, you just got to find out how to be involved in 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's a thing that I think reverse wholesaling helps. It's like finding the people who actually doing that buying and getting in between them and the seller, right? I think that's the big thing. Like you get, the person who actually purchasing the property, building a relationship with them, and then being able to go out and find sellers that they would typically buy from, right? So I think that's huge. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just transactions, period, are happening on a consistent basis. It's called currency because it flows like a current. money is constantly flowing through the economy, which means value is constantly being provided every day. And therefore, money is always changing hands on a consistent basis. So whether we're talking real estate transactions, whether we're talking, people buying candy or food or groceries or buying cars and automobiles, value needs to be exchanged because that's what we need to keep our society going. Even at the roughest part, this is the point I want to make. Probably the worst real estate crash in probably US history. The worst real estate specific crash, and really it wasn't real estate, it was a lending crisis more than anything, was back in '08. I think in 2007, I mentioned this before, but you can check the numbers. 2007, it was like 7 to 8 million transactions. And then in '08, the worst crash ever, it plummeted to 4 point something million transactions. And that's almost half, or at least about 3 million or, huh?
Like you said, plummeted to.
It dropped, steep drop, but it didn't go to zero.
Yeah.
It didn't, like, people like needs still need to have been met. It's just like was a pretty high rate. You know what I mean? And it's just like these were people were buying houses and selling houses for no reason. But the base level of I need to move because I got a new job across the country, or somebody died, so they got us probate, foreclosures, a lot of foreclosures, especially back then. Divorced couples, people selling their house because it's distressed properties, tired landlords. All of that still went on then. It wasn't, and it was just a question of about like, okay, how do I put myself in position to provide value to people? That's it. It's always been that way. And so no matter what's going on in the market, it's just getting to those basics to understand. It's always flowing. Currency is always flowing, and value is always needed. Is my point. And so more than just like, how can I get deals so I can make money? But man, like, who can I find that I can help? That's the base level. So it's like when you get the contacts, how can you provide value to them? It's really a major question in that regards. Like, how can I provide value?
Yep. Yeah, man. I think that's the key, man. Like learning how to provide value because, like, I remember, not being in real estate. I remember listening to real estate, wanting to be in real estate. And you would always hear people like Cordero who on IG, who are already doing deals, say, you need to provide value. You need to provide value. And I'm like, dude, how am I going to provide value? Like, what do I do? Like, I don't know, understand how to provide value. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what exactly do you mean by provide value? What exactly?
Man, that's such a good point too, because and that's why I say it a lot. Because when I first started, and I think a lot of people in the beginning, they're thinking about how can I get my check, and they're not thinking about value. And I also that went clear over my head for a long time. Even once I started doing deals, that went clear over my head. But what I mean by providing value is, first of all, we hear it a lot of times. You just need to know your worth, know your worth. But I'm talking about on the actual marketplace. What value does a wholesaler provide? What value does a real estate agent provide? What value does a buyer provide to a seller? That's what I mean at the base level. What value does a buyer provide to the seller? And if you think, oh, just somebody who's going to give me money for my house. Yeah, okay. But why would I need money for my house? It's like, why do I need to sell my house? It's just like for example, okay, I want to make it as simple as possible, and then we can equate it to real estate. When you go to the grocery store, and Byron loves, I'm telling y'all now, Byron he will not shop at Walmart. If he can't get it at Publix, he will not eat it. It's not in there, or Whole Foods or something like that, Trader Joe's. He got to pay triple for
I never
everything.
stepped foot into Trader Joe's, by the way. I think that's a Cordero spot right there.
Bro, you tripping. Trader Joe's Trader Joe's is where it's at. I don't have a Trader Joe's where I'm at. So if there was, I probably would go there. But But I'm just telling you, Byron, but let me ask you this,
And
Byron.
we're just having a conversation here.
We're just having a conversation here, Byron. Let me ask you this. If assuming, I think the average person would assume that Publix costs more, just any regular thing, the water costs a little bit more at Publix than it would at Walmart. Why would you prefer to go to Publix and pay a couple pennies extra for the water than go to Walmart? Why?
It's like, why would you rather have a nice sunny day with perfect weather versus versus having a day where it's cold, storming outside? It's like, man, I go to Walmart, your whole mood get brought down, man. Oh man, it's
That
terrible.
right there is value. That's something that you're not thinking about. That's value, right? And Walmart known great value. I think that they mean a price, they mean bargain and discount, but their value can be a lot of different things. But Byron, particularly when he goes to get his grocery, I think on the basic level, it's just why do you go shopping at the grocery store anyway? Well, it's like I don't have a farm, so I don't have my own produce. I don't have cattle, so if I want steaks or chicken tonight, I can't just go out yonder and grab me some chicken, cut his head off, and get it ready. You know what I mean? We don't have that, and so aside from me going like up in the mountains or something like that to get it, I can just go right around the corner to the grocery store. That's convenience. That's if I don't have it, I don't need to cut it up or nothing like that. I can get my chicken breast already filleted for me in a pack. Notice how a whole chicken costs a lot less than a pack of chicken breast, right?
Yeah.
Because the value is somebody already cut it up for you. They save you time, effort, and energy. When you got 4 kids screaming in the back seat, you got to run by Publix, pick up the chicken breast, get back to the house so you can put it on the stove so they can eat and you can get them their homework and everything. Everybody can get settled down. It's just like that's true value. And so when understanding that and stop looking at everything from a transactional perspective, like, oh, here's the money and I get the thing. I mean, yeah, that ultimately, but it's like understanding what itch is it really scratching for the individual. And we're all participants in this. Like you pay your rent every month or your mortgage every single month. The value isn't, I just pay, like it's your house, it's a roof over your head. And looking at it and really thinking about like, man, we go all out of our way. Some of us, if you're not already wholesaling or investing in real estate or doing whatever, and you're still working your 9 to 5, think about how much of your life you've given to your 9 to 5 so that way you can get money, how much value you've provided to your 9 to 5. So that way you can get money to go purchase other value for yourself, whether it's the roof over my head, the car that I drive, the food that I eat, the food that my family eats, the necessities. Like, man, we need Band-Aids. That's value right there. I need understanding. I need education. I need the roads to be paved. It's like money is just a representation of value. And so what I mean when I say provide value is start looking at it from an angle of that, like what actually are you getting? And just realize the money is like a side effect of the value, right? It's just like when you go to the grocery store, you're not thinking, I need to spend money. You're thinking, I need chicken breast. Or, man, we need to go get some milk and some formula for the kids. Or we need to go get diapers. You're not thinking, man, I really need to go spend some money somewhere right now. I mean, some of y'all might be thinking that because some of y'all, the money just be burning a hole in your pocket.
Pocket be burning.
Cooked. Your pockets be steamed. But, aside from that, it's just thinking, really understanding that. And what I've learned is understanding that in particular for a seller, some examples of value that you provide is understanding the situations that they get themselves into, that a cash as is offer may benefit them a lot more than just a transact, like just a sale in general. Because now, if a person wants to sell their house, it's just like if they wanted to sell their house, then they could easily put their stuff on the market. They can list it with a real estate agent. They can fix it up. They can renovate it, maybe paint, do a little bit, put a little bit of elbow grease, or pay somebody to do it for them, right? And then pay a real estate agent to do it for them, and then list it, and then have people coming in and out of their house. And then when they finally get somebody who wants to buy it, it's like a 30, 60-day turnaround where they got to like get their lender has to come out and look at it. They got to get approved. They got to get appraisal and inspection and this, that, and the other. And then the lender kicking the can down the road, and all of this, that, and the other. What if somebody's in a rush, right? What if I really need this property gone, or I really need the proceeds? I really need the money for this property to invest in another property that I want to get. Or I really need the money for this property so that I could go ahead and pay my medical bills, right? And I don't have 90 days to wait on a realtor and this, that, and I don't have that luxury. Now it's like thinking about value from a basic level of, well, I need to sell my house because whatever problem I need to solve, but also I need to do it quickly, or I need to sell it as is. Like I don't even have the money to fix it up. Whereas if I list it on the market with the real estate agent, I'm going to have to fix it up for it to even get noticed on the MLS, because all those houses are already nice. And my house doesn't look so hot. So my house might just sit on that market for months and months and months on end if I put it up there as is, right? And so the value there that you could bring as a wholesaler, as an investor cash buyer for an all cash as is offer, meaning I'm purchasing your property in its current condition, and there are no warranties on the seller made to the buyer that says you have to fix it up whatsoever, and I can close quick. That shortens the timeline. So what I'm saying, and I just explained, that was kind of like the basic understanding, applying it to real estate, but all of that in a nutshell understands that everybody who's selling a house is not your target audience. That's just true. I think Jerry Norton put it like there's about, I don't know, some like 10% of real estate transactions, or anywhere from 5, 10, 30% or below. It certainly wasn't the majority. It was not the vast majority of real estate transactions are investor friendly or wholesale friendly transactions, right? So everyone who you talk to won't want to sell their house. Everyone who does want to sell their house is not like an investment, because most of them, I can just list it on the market. My house is decent. Fair enough. Okay, go ahead. But there are people who need a quick cash as is offer, and somebody who can actually close on it. And for those people, that is the value you're providing, right? Yeah. That's major. So understanding that and looking from that angle, because now it helps with the conversation that you're having with people. Now it helps you narrowly get focused on what you're looking for. Yes, I'm looking for these type of properties, but what type of seller am I looking for? Right? Yeah. It's not just 3 2s, 1,100 square feet. It's like, I need that property, but I need this particular person, my avatar, like a person who actually needs a cash offer, who needs to sell quickly, that we can offer that to, or is in a predicament. What are some, Byron, let me ask you this. What are some other, because I didn't go in detail on like actual problems that we've noticed throughout our careers. What are some like actual things like that will put a seller in that position that we can help them out with?
I would say number one thing I've seen probably, I would say divorce.
I mean, a lot lately for sure.
But I would say the number one thing I've seen over time is probably just people moving. Like people just moving because something happened.
Yeah, but what are those things that happen?
Like people get a job, somebody like in their family moved to another state, so they end up moving, because, let's say they got one kid and that kid moved to Virginia, and now they're up and leaving and going to Virginia, so a lot of times it's just like people are just moving into another area. They want to get their kids to a better school. They want to, a lot of times it's just people that's just moving. That's what I've seen. I think maybe the most. Behind that, it's got to be divorce. Divorce got to be another one that's right behind that. Is divorce, right? Um, and then I would say after divorce, I would say, and go back to moving, just like your girl in Tennessee, she had moved into like the Nashville area. You know what I'm saying? She had just messed around and moved. I guess she may have been in a relationship, may have been something, but she probably moved for a job. She moved, like, people just be moving for different reasons. You know
Talking
what I'm
about
saying? The lady that was in Clarksville,
Cassandra.
yeah, I think so. What
Yeah,
was that deal? She
she
got
had
a
a
job.
job in Nashville that she had just got. Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people have jobs, like little stuff that they just, job, kid going to school, or they didn't, came up on something, they just looking to move. So I would say just general moving is number one. Probably tired landlords is number two. Divorce is number three. Um, and probably somebody passed away is number four. Like something happened to somebody. Somebody passed away. Either passed away or had a serious medical issue. Is number four. Um, Number five, mm, I don't know if I got number five, but those are the top four, I would say.
Man, if I'm being honest, I think that those traditional, because yeah, I mean, most of these people they have a problem, and maybe you don't even have to go there with these people and just like uncover that the real problems that they're having. It's just like I want to move, but there's a reason why they're moving, and honestly, Byron has really accessed something where it's just like when you got the buyers, it's just about getting them over a bet like a competitive cash offer. That obviously helps when everybody else is coming in. I need to be around dirt cheap.
Yeah,
And Byron can say, well, everybody's like, man, you want to be 250. I need you around 175. And Byron's like, can we do 210? Like, you know what I mean? Or can we do 200 flat? They had their mindset on 250, but when they say 175, 175, 160, and then Byron come out and say 200, he's obviously the premier investor in that case.
yeah, sure,
But
sure.
I think if we were to, and this is something that I wanted to do, and I was talking with somebody yesterday on the live, it's just like we could just focus in on real problems, create an actual avatar, whether it's centered around divorce, probate, pre-foreclosure, you know what I mean? Tired landlord. I think throughout my entire career, probably divorce and tired landlords have been the most. I've done like a couple of foreclosure, but divorce and tired landlords have been the most. People who are living out of state, absentee owner.
Yeah,
For me, those are the ones just because I don't got time to fly across the country to renovate this property, get the tenant out of the property, do this, that, and the other. I can't. And so that's what I mean. Instead of looking at it like, oh, you just want to move, let me get you an offer. You want to sell, let me get you an offer. Going deeper is what really gets you latch in on that person and saying,
yeah,
okay, why do you want to sell? And the better you get at that, the better it should be allow you to like really get them at a better price. And when you come down to the absolute wire, you know, or if you can't get them that offer that's so far, let's say you can't get them to 200,000 when everybody's offering that 170, but they're going to sell. If you in the same ballpark, how do they choose you over the other five people, right? It's like,
yeah,
how do they get to you? It's like you understanding that person, their character type, and what motivates them and what makes them like, what are they making their decision on? That's how you understand what value am I really providing them, and shifting your focus from just transactions to we're providing value and like letting them know that, hey, I just want to make, that's why we come, like, when you value stack, well, if you can go ahead and get you out of the property and you don't have to deal with those tenants anymore, then can we move forward at 170, right? It's like you might have skipped past it, but
yeah,
you realize when you said, and and you don't have to deal with those tenants anymore. That was the value. It wasn't the 170.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, the tenant, oh, that's a headache. That's a free, free my brain up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, people don't be wanting to deal with them tenants, man. That's the thing. It's like you got once you find the reason that they really want to sell, that's when
Yeah.
you cook them in grease.
And that's when you add it in, like towards the end when you're making that pitch, and it's like, well, I know you inherited this property and you don't want to come across country to deal with it, but if we could take it off your hands to where you don't have to fly all the way here and deal with this property you've never seen before, and then you got to come out, deal with a real estate agent, and we could close quickly. Some people, it's just about the speed and convenience. That's the value you're at. If I say, I know you need to do this fast, and you would like to list it and wait another 90 days, a whole quarter of that's 1/4 of the whole year to sell this house. Or we could turn around and close on that thing in
End of the week.
end of the week. As soon as title work comes back, you know what I mean? That's the value. It's not the dollar, because the dollar amount gets swung in your direction based upon the value you provide. But I'll be forgetting, Anita does work at Publix. Shout out to her.
I mentioned Publix is the premier quality food retailer in the world. And to that end, we commit to be focused on customer value. Dang, is that like the mission statement? That's for the Publix mission statement. I was like, dang, I don't need it cooking, but man, she's doing that wordplay over there.
And so and I know Anita, but from a customer's perspective, I also very much like Publix is the Chick-fil-A of grocery stores. 100%.
For sure.
Maybe even better, because it's not just chicken. And then they little deli section, we get the food. It's just like Publix really is make you feel good about yourself. You having a bad day going to Publix. You ain't got to get nothing but no gum. They're not even going to look at you crazy.
I'm telling you, I can go into Publix too, and it's about to close. Go into Publix, get whatever I need. I ain't got to worry about nobody. You go in Walmart, they're about to close. Man, it's an hour before closing. You got 60 minutes. You got to get out of here.
Man, you go to Walmart in the middle of the day when
they talk about where they go close. We're about to close. Man, I was at Walmart one time. It was 10 minutes before closing. I went to try to check out. They said, "Oh, we didn't close all the registers." I was like, "Huh?" What? It's like, "Oh no, we didn't close all the registers. We closed on the register 10 minutes before closing." I said, "Man, you got to be kidding me." I said, I knew better than to come to Walmart. I should have never came up here.
Walmart is the McDonald's of the grocery store industry, man. I go to this one Walmart, and every time I leave, there's this nice little lady, and I always like, "Thank you, have a good day." And she's like, she looked at me like I'm a part of the problem. She looked at me like it was like. She's like the greeter. Like she's the person who check your receipt if need be. So I'm like, bye. She's just like, okay, now you said bye enough. You said bye the last week when you came. So don't keep saying bye to me. I'm like, oh man.
So you're at Walmart. Ain't nobody trying to speak to nobody.
Hey, can I get some help over here?
Exactly.
But this is my point. That's the value. You can get your soda and your Capri Sun anywhere. You can get your soda and Capri Sun at the dollar store. You can get your soda and Capri Sun at Publix, at Trader Joe's. You can get it at Walmart. But what makes you choose the one? It's like you can get all of that stuff from each of these places. They all sell the same stuff. Now, like Nita said, they do have quality, like they do got more quality things, but they're, just depending on what you're getting, some places got better quality stuff than others. Different time of week, different time of month, whatever. But within respects, Publix got water, Walmart's got water. Publix got chicken breast, Walmart got chicken breast. The real value is not the transaction. X amount of dollars for the chicken breast. The real value is, man, I feel like trash when I go to Walmart. I feel great when I go to Publix. You know what I mean? And so that's what you got to understand is value. So what I'm saying is, if you can offer somebody a competitive cash offer, which means your offer is going to come in $30,000 above everybody else's, perfect. But if you cannot do that, and your offer is neck and neck with everybody else's, how do you make the distinguishment? How do you do that? It's
Yeah.
about figuring out what they really care about. Sometimes the person doesn't even know what they really care about. Like you
Yeah.
didn't know, like you didn't say, you know what, man, I hope that somebody creates a public where their whole job is to be the premier quality food retailer in the world. And you didn't think that. They realized that that was a need and they
Mm.
gave it to you. Right. And so when you understand the value, you got to be the one that comes in and says, you know what, let me make these people feel good and understand what they really care about and try to provide that to them.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, man, like that's a big thing, man, providing value. And that goes into like what Cordero was talking about, people being scared to be on the phone. It's like you gotta understand that you're on the phone, you're talking to these people to provide value, right? These people need the value that you have and being able to get them cash offers as is for their property, close on their time, stuff like that. So you're providing solutions to people's problems, and that's the value that you're bringing to these property owners. But man, we've been on here 30 minutes, man. It's about all I could do today, man. The thing getting late. Um, I'm telling you, man. But shoot, man. We had to hit it today, man. Give you a little bit. And we'll be back tomorrow, back at it, man. But if y'all got questions, make sure you hit us up on IG. Hit the inbox, man. Let us know what you need. If you need to sell a script, if you need to sell a script, let me see. Let me show you what you need to do. If you need to sell a script, follow Cordero at Cordero Martin 615 on IG, and you'll get his free, secret, top notch, elite, uh,
Premier,
premier cold calling template. So
absolutely, man. Just hit me up. Let me know if you got any other questions or anything on there as well. I'll try to be available, but hit me up, man. You know how we
yeah,
get in.
for sure. Cordero, you got a quarter today, or you want me to hit you?
Oh, dang, yeah.
You got some?
Yeah. What, you got something?
Yeah, I think I got some.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I was working on this last night. I'm putting together something so that I'll never be dry ever again.
Here it is. Mm, here it is. This is a good one that I liked. Um, it's a bad idea to ignore your ambition. And let me know where you get where this comes from. It's a bad idea to ignore your ambitions, your energy, your obsession, but it's even worse to let them take their own course. They can be like wild horses running full speed in every direction, wasting energy and resources with lots of effort that produces nothing. Talked about this when I was talking about people cold calling, not knowing what they doing, not really contacting people and stuff like that. But where do you think I got that from? Who that is?
Grant Cardone. Be
Yeah,
obsessed to be average.
yeah, Grant Cardone, be obsessed be average. I was just kind of going back through that, and I was like, yeah, man, that's a good one right there. Um, don't ignore your ambition, don't ignore your passions, you know. But what's worse is that you spend a lot of energy and it go like it's for no reason. Like you put it in the wrong direction. You're doing it with emptiness. You know what I'm saying? So not only put that energy out there, but you need to put the energy toward knowing what you're doing. Be humble enough to learn. Be humble enough to listen. And go in the right direction. You know. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, man. I just want to add to that because that is a major point, dude. I think J. Cole he got a line. I forget. It's from Throwback J. Cole. He said, "Something, something, something. It's been a long day. You went real far, but you went the wrong way."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Just thinking like this ain't no joke. Like Byron always say, man, it's gonna be a dog fight. Like you're gonna have to go hard, and then when you realize how hard you're going, you're gonna have to figure out a way to go harder than hard. You're gonna have to. I ain't watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z growing up, but you got to go Goku. Like push past your limit. You gotta keep pushing past
Dude,
you
they
know,
pulled out the Goku, man. I remember drawing them Dragon Ball Z characters, man. Used to do that back in the day.
But my cousin used to be on that. I'd be like, bro, my thing was, okay, he done reached his limit. Next episode, I push past my limit. I'm like, come on, okay, cool. But now I see in life, this is like that. You have to. Whatever your limit is today, you got to be able to push past it. Always pushing past your comfort zone. And so um, I'm just saying, imagine doing that in the wrong direction, though. See what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just like you already got to push hard. It's just like you got to understand one thing, and I don't know if I can explain this well, but when I talk about escape velocity and how a rocket has to put all of its energy and might to get out of the atmosphere, it can't put all of its energy and might going in every direction. It's narrowly focused in one direction, punching through like a bullet or like a bullet. And so you got to get all your direction in one direction and make sure that it's the right direction because there's so many shiny objects. There's so many things that you gotta that will work too. Some people in the first stage is like, man, should I do real estate or forex or stocks? Ha 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 ha, it's trucking, and you think you're so cool because you're doing all of them. No. First of all, you got to say, okay, I'm just going to do real estate, and then you could be a real estate agent, a flipper, a developer, this, that, and the other. But you got to say, I'm just doing wholesale, and then on that it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm going to target all of the sellers. And then you say, I'm just going to target divorce companies.
Then you can do cold calling, you can do texting, you could do band signs, you could do pay per click, you could be doing all that different stuff.
You can do a lot of different things, but it's about saying no and getting narrowly focused and then putting your all to it. And like I said, sometimes it's just about going and to the point of the quote, he says like wild horses. It's just like, it's not even that I'm going all in the wrong direction, but if you go in many different directions at once, that brings me to the quote that I was going to use for today, but I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to use it, but I'm just saying, it's just like, you got to get narrowly focused so that you can go hard and focus all your efforts. Never forget that, dude. Please never forget that. That's always going to be the struggle. And just go hard. Don't quit. Don't give up. But Zay got a comment, man. I need that script, but I don't got an IG. And you know what I say to that, Zay? Go create your IG.
Get an IG like Cordero did.
Everybody was on my back talking trash to me, going upside my head. Man, what you mean you ain't got an IG? I ain't had an IG since like 2015 or something crazy like that. Because I don't care about it. I don't like it. And once you get an IG and you add me on IG, Zay, you gonna see that I ain't posting anything on there. I'm gonna start posting as soon as I'm gonna start posting eventually, probably. Not just playing. I will. As soon as I figure out what I want to do, how I want to do it. But I would say get it. If I need it, then you need it. Because it is a great way to connect with people and stuff like that. So if not for anything, just business. And put a couple recipes on there too, Zay.
I'm telling you, man, they out there cooking in the land, man.
Yeah, man. What Ty say?
Ty done came through. Every time I go to Walmart, I feel violated.
Violated.
They want to check my receipt and stuff. I be like, dang, dude, I look like I was still a case of water.
You know, yeah, man. They be looking at you.
Dude, I'm telling you, I get so mad when they go to check their receipt. I give him the receipt and keep walking.
Hey, look, that's why that lady be looking at me all crazy. They're
Like,
nice
man, you can have it. Yeah, have it. Come on, man.
Looking at me all crazy because I be smiling at her. She be like, "What? You got some water? You got a case of water in your pocket that I can't see?" But
Man, one time I went into Walmart one night, and the dude was like, I messed around, had to go to Walmart again. He's like, register closed in 20 minutes. I'm like, as I'm walking in, not welcome to Walmart, not hey, how you doing? Not register closed in 20 minutes.
Exactly. I mean, man, why are you? They look at you like you the problem.
Don't want you to come in.
So when you ask what is value, think of that. Because you can get whatever you got at Walmart, you can get that from another store. And you can get it's like that little thing, right? And so if they all selling the same thing or offering you the same thing, then how do you make a decision on which one you would rather go to? And going to Walmart, it's like, man, I can go grab some diapers and get out of there. But selling your house is something you're gonna do once in a lifetime. So for these people, that decision is of the utmost importance. It's like if you don't make them feel like this is Publix or Chick-fil-A, or when it comes to selling their house, the one time that they're gonna do it, a lot of them look at this like it's their meal ticket or just the one thing, like the most important decision they'll ever make. So provide value. Like be hi, how are you? Tailor-made for them. Be a tailor-made suit for these people.
Yeah, for sure. But shoot, man, we appreciate y'all coming through. We about to get off this thing. We back tomorrow. Like I said, y'all got anything for us, hit us up on IG, man. Zago get our IG, hit Cordero, get that script. But until tomorrow, man, peace out.